The same rainstorms that made Ayers Rock look so spectacular threatened to make the Great Central Road impassable. This seemingly endless dirt track stretches across central Australia and is usually quite dusty. Now, well and truly in the Outback, we began to enjoy the fruits of absolute desolation. Not a great place to be accidentally left behind, though. We saw many interesting locals along the way, and we were very happy to photograph any chance encounter. Every chance to reprovision was eagerly anticipated, and we kept our eyes peeled for any sign of civilization. Australia is rather expensive, and we ultimately spent big bucks for both fuel and food. So here we are in Wiluna in Western Australia, about to start the canning stock route. 2,000 kilometers to go, 12 days. The road trip is over and the overlanding begins. And boy did it. As the sign says, the canning stock route is 2,000 kilometers of two-track. That's about 1,200 miles of wide open wilderness travel with no one to call for help. Originally a network of conveniently spaced wells, this route is famously treacherous. There are indeed primitive water sources along the way, but we managed to carry enough water. Enough water that we didn't need to access the rather sketchy moisture found within the Aboriginal wells. Unfortunate animals sometimes fall into the wells, die, and poison the water, so we were mighty glad we had plenty of fresh, clean water of our own. We didn't encounter any other tire tracks, so we were clearly the first team to attack the stock route after the outgoing rainy season. The washboard corrugations were stunningly rough, and the sand sections were deep and soft. We weren't the only ones leaving tracks out there, and clearly some folks weren't quite as well prepared as we were. We found beautiful oases, and we made plenty of stops to transfer fuel. We found stunning rock art that might have been rendered 1,000 years before. We tried different techniques for our water crossings, sometimes slow, more often very fast. But somehow we always managed to get well and truly stuck. No worries though, it's just another part of the adventure, and we quickly became experts at extracting ourselves from the mire. The challenging two-track finally brought us to well 57, the northernmost point of the canning stock route. After emerging, we traveled north to the beautiful coastal resort town of Broome, Australia. This is where the first transoceanic cable came ashore to Australia. Broome is now a popular tourist destination and a nice contrast to our Outback challenges.